Good morning, students. I hope you are healthy and wealthy. Students, you know, our prime objective is to study. So, we have to start our studies. You may recollect the lines of Robert Frost. Once he said, "Woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep." Meaning is what? Our life is full of duties. So we have to establish a kind of balance between work and leisure. So, leisure period is going on. In between, we have to set up working period also, and we should continue our studies in this regard. Before that, in previous lecture, we have studied up to exercise 1.4. Now, it is the turn of exercise 1.5, which is given on page number 24. Now, one by one, we have to discuss the questions and try to solve. Question number 1. In all the parts, we have to justify whether the given numbers are rational numbers or irrational numbers. On the basis of the property of rational and irrational numbers, we have to decide whether these given numbers are rational or irrational numbers. You know, and we have discussed about so many things and so many facts related to rational numbers. So, we have to apply those facts here in deciding whether these numbers are rational numbers or irrational numbers. So, one by one we have to take. Now, question number 1, first part is there. You may observe here, it is written here 2 minus under root 5. What meaning of this one is there? You know, 2 is a rational number and 5 is irrational number. What will happen when irrational number is subtracted from rational number? In other words, what is the difference of rational and irrational numbers? You know, rational number minus irrational number is there. 2 is rational number minus irrational number. If irrational number is subtracted from rational number, the resultant is always irrational numbers, because the difference of rational and irrational number is always irrational numbers. Some of the properties are there, you may keep in mind. First at all, the first property is there. The sum of rational and irrational is irrational. The difference of rational and irrational is irrational number. The division of rational and irrational number is irrational number. The multiplication of rational and irrational number is always irrational number. So, by applying this property, we have to solve. Now, irrational number is subtracted from rational number, means we have to find what difference between rational and irrational is there. If difference of rational and irrational is there, so ultimately by the property we can say that the resultant is irrational number. Similarly, go to second part. It is noted down here 3 plus under root 23 in a bracket. Out of bracket, what is written? Minus under root 23. We know under root 23 is rational number. This one is irrational number. 3 is rational number. If such type of questions are there, so firstly we have to simplify. After that, we will be in a position to decide whether the number is rational number or irrational number. So what to do? Firstly, we have to simplify. So we have to break the bracket. Which bracket is here? This one is a small bracket. So this will be broken. So after breaking the bracket, what will be there? It will be 3 plus under root 23. And after that, what is written here? It is already written here under root 23. So minus under root 23. Now you may observe under root 23 plus and under root 23 minus. If same thing plus and same thing minus is there, what will happen? It can be cancelled. How can we cancel it? It can be cancelled by, this will be cancelled to this one and the result will be 0. If same thing plus and same thing minus is there, the value of that quantity will be equal to 0, because same thing plus and same thing minus. If under root 23 is subtracted from under root 23, it will be equal to 0. So what is remaining ultimately? After simplifying, it is 3. So what is 3 here? 3 can be noted down 3 upon 1, and 3 upon 1 is itself a rational number. So it is looking like irrational, but after simplifying, what the resultant is there, what the result is there, on the basis of the result, we try to justify whether the number is rational number or irrational number. Before simplifying, we are not in a position to simplify. So first at all, we have to simplify. After that, we can decide whether the number is rational number or irrational number. Now see, third part of the question. Same thing is here. 2 root 7 divided by 7 root 7. Again we have to decide whether this one is irrational or rational. The numerator is irrational, the denominator is irrational. So if this type of questions are there, so we can simplify firstly. Now see, under root 7 will cancel to under root 7, and this can be noted down as under root 7 is cancelling to under root 7, because same factor is there in numerator and denominator. So this will be simplified, and what is remaining after cancelling under root 7 to under root 7? What is remaining here? 2 by 7, and 2 by 7 itself is a rational number. So 2 root 7 upon 7 root 7 equals to 2 by 7, and 2 by 7 is a rational number. Now we have to discuss next part. It is given here 1 upon under root 2. What meaning is there? 1 is in numerator and under root 2 is in denominator. It means what? 1 is a rational number. If rational number is divided by under root 2 indicates irrational number. If rational number is divided by irrational number, so what result is there? Just before in the property of rational and irrational, I told you, I explained you, that will be equal to irrational number, because if rational number is divided by irrational number, the quotient will be irrational number. So the 1 upon root 2 is an irrational number. Now go to the fourth part of this question. See what is given here. 2 pi. 2 pi means, what meaning of 2 pi is there? In between an operation is here. Which operation is hidden here? It is multiplication. So 2 multiplied by pi. It means what? 2 is a rational number, and pi we have studied earlier, it is irrational number, because the value of pi is non-terminating, non-recurring. If we express decimal expression of pi, so this will be non-terminating, non-recurring. If this type of decimal is there, so that type of decimal is what? It is irrational number. Now meaning is, if a rational number is multiplied to irrational number, so what will be result? Just before we have discussed the property, if this type of questions are there, if rational number is multiplied to irrational number, the result will also be what? Irrational numbers. So part number 1, this one is irrational number. Part number 2 is rational number. Part number 3 is rational number. Part number 4 is irrational number, and part number 5 is irrational numbers. So we can decide by solving. First at all, we have to simplify and use the property of rational and irrational numbers. Once again, I explain you about the property of rational and irrational numbers. You should be familiar with the property, if the operation of rational and irrational can be studied, and if a rational number is added to irrational number, the result is always irrational numbers. If irrational number is subtracted from rational number, or difference of rational and irrational number is always irrational number. The multiplication of rational and irrational number is always irrational, and the division of rational to irrational is always what? Irrational number. So this is the property. On the basis of the property applying, we can solve question number 1, all the parts. Further, so many questions may be created here. In so many books are there, as helping books are there. For example, R.S. Agrawal and R.D. Sharma. So you may solve at the time when you are informed. Previously, you have to solve from NCERT, and you will solve all 4 parts in your copy. So one by one you will attempt, and by the same way you will try to attempt. I think you will be able to solve by using the property of rational and irrational numbers. Let us start question number 2. Question number 2, we have to simplify. Different questions are there. Question number first part of second question number, it is given here. What is given? Multiplication, 2 brackets are there, and these brackets to be multiplied. Now see how many terms are here. 2 terms are visible here, and here also 2 terms are there. It means this one is binomial and this one is also binomial. Binomial multiplied by binomial. How can we simplify? One is rational, second one is irrational number. So operation of rational and irrational numbers we have to apply, and let us see what the result is there, what the last answer is here. So this one is binomial and this one is also binomial. It is written here 3 plus root 3 multiplied by 2 plus root 2. In a bracket it is written 3 plus root 3. In second bracket it is noted down 2 plus root 2. Now binomial multiplied by binomial is simply converted into monomial multiplied by binomial. How can we do this? Firstly, we have to break the first bracket. It will be broken. 3 multiplied by all the terms of second bracket. Firstly, we have to take first element of first bracket and we have to multiply into all element of second bracket. Secondly, we have to take with sign second element of first bracket and we have to multiply second element to the all element of second brackets. Follow once again. We have to take first element of first bracket and we have to multiply into all element of second bracket. Similarly, we have to take second element of first bracket and we have to multiply this into all terms of second bracket. Meaning is there 3 multiplied by all terms of second bracket. So 3 multiplied by second bracket is 2 plus root 2. So here we can note down 3 plus inside the bracket 2 plus root 2. Again under root 3 will be noted down here. Plus sign is here, so we will note down plus sign. If minus is here, so we have to note down minus sign. What sign is here? According to that sign we have to note down it. Fortunately it is here positive sign, so we have to mention here positive. Suppose it is minus here, so we have to represent here minus. According to this sign we have to note down here. Now second element of first bracket under root 3 multiplied by all terms of second bracket. Multiplied by what is second bracket? 2 plus under root 2. Now this one is converted in which form? This one is monomial multiplied by inside bracket binomial. Means monomial is multiplied to binomial. Again here monomial is multiplied to binomial. So how can we solve this? We can solve this by the process of distributive property. You have studied in previous classes, class 8th and class 7th. This type of property is already taught there. What is distributive property? If A multiplied by B plus C is there, तो A will be multiplied to B and A is also multiplied to C. This is distributive property of multiplication over addition. It may be over subtraction also if in between minus sign is there. So we have to apply here distributive property. Now 3 is out of bracket. When we are going to break the bracket, so 3 will be multiplied to first term as well as 3 will be multiplied to second term. Similarly, this under root 3 will be multiplied into first term and this under root 3 will also be multiplied to second term. Now multiply and see what result is there. If 3 is multiplied to 2, so 3 2 ja what will come? It is 6. So we have to note down. Again 3 multiplied by under root 2. So what result will be there? It will be 3 root 2 and we have to note down 3 root 2 plus sign will be there. How can we decide this sign? This one is plus and this one is also plus. If plus is multiplied to plus, the result is plus. That's why here we have noted down plus. We know the multiplication. Sign in multiplication plays a very crucial role in the result. Sometime it will be plus, sometime it will be minus. Only learn one formula. If like signs are multiplied, so that will be positive. If unlike signs are there, so that result will be negative. If two positive like signs are there and they are multiplied, so that will be positive. If two unlike signs are there and they are multiplied, so that result will be negative. For example, plus in multiplied by plus, so both of the signs are alike, so the result will be plus multiplied by plus is plus, minus into minus is also plus because like signs are multiplied here. If unlike signs are multiplied, for example, plus multiplied to minus, so the result will be minus. If minus is multiplied to plus, so that will also be minus. Meaning is there, if like signs are multiplied, the result is positive. If unlike signs are there, so those are multiplied and the result is minus. The same property is applied here. Now see, under root 3 multiplied to 2, positive into positive. So what result will be there? It is positive. Under root 3 multiplied to 2. So 2 will be noted down first and root value is noted down afterward. Keep in mind, we cannot note down under root 3 and 2 afterward. We have to note down this whole number before square root. So it will be 2 root 3. Again under root 3 multiplied to under root 2. If you multiply under root 3 to under root 2, so that will be 3 2 ja 6 and this will be under root 6. Now see, this one is 6, this one is 3 root 2, this one is 2 root 3, this one is under root 6. All are unlike terms. So nothing could be simplified here at this stage. 6 cannot be added to 3 plus root 2. Or 3 plus root 2 cannot be added to 2 plus root 3. Or 2 plus root 3 cannot be added to under root 6 because nothing is common there. If nothing is common, it means all the terms are unlike. If unlike terms are there, we cannot simplify and the result will be same. So it will come in 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is the multiplication of first part. I hope you understand it. Now go to second part of the question. In first bracket it is noted down 3 plus root 3. In second one it is noted down 3 minus root 3. How can we solve this? We have read a formula. If in a bracket a plus b is there, in second bracket a minus b, if both are multiplied, bracket means there is operation hidden here. If two brackets are there and in between the brackets no sign is there, it means we have to multiply. So operation of multiplication is here. So in a bracket a plus b and in second bracket same terms are there but sign is changed. Means a plus b and a minus b. If this type of situation is there, so that will be equal to square of first term means a square minus square of second term, and what is second term here? B square. See, a plus b, in another bracket a minus b. If this one is there, so this will be a square minus b square. Verification of this one will be taught in second chapter polynomial later on, but you should know if this type of questions are there, same thing plus form and same thing minus form, and here it is multiplied form. So we can apply this identity to simplify the question. Directly we can simplify without long multiplication or without expanding it, without converting monomial to binomial. Although that process is there, we can apply this method to solve this, but that will take too much time. If we apply identities, it will take less time. So to reduce the time in calculation, what to do? We generally apply identities. This is the application of proper application of identities. We try to save our time. So for saving time and energy, we try to use identities. So we have to apply here. This one, a means it is equal to 3, b means it is under root 3. So this one, a square means square of first term, and what is first term here? It is 3. So 3 is noted down here. So square of 3. Minus will be there. Minus b square means square of second term. Second term is what? Under root 3. In between which sign is there? Minus. So this will be noted down. A square minus b square. Now square of 3 is 3 into 3, that is equal to 9, and square of under root 3 is what? 3, because that will come under root 3 into under root 3, and that will be pair form. If pair form is found, so we go to out of square root. From each pair we take only one element, so under root 3 square equals 3. Now it is 9 minus 3 means 3 subtracted from 9. So what will be the result? It will be equal to 6. Means if this one is simplified, the result will come 6. If you solve this one by this process also, the same result will come, but it will be lengthy process. That's why we have applied here identities to minimize the steps and save our time. That's why these identities are applied here. Now go to the third part of this question. This one is here under root 5 plus under root 2 whole square. Now this identity is also taught in class 8th. You have been taught this. This one is A and this one is B, and whole square is there. Now we know the identity. If A plus B whole square is there, so what to do? We have to note down square of first term A square plus square of second term B square plus 2 multiplied by first term into second term. A is the symbol of first term and B is the symbol of second term. Now first term plus second term whole square equals square of first term plus square of second term plus 2 into first term into second term. This is the identity. By applying this identity, again we can solve, and the result will become very quickly. How can we solve this? Now apply here. A square means square of first term, and what is first term here? Under root 5. So under root 5 whole square. Now b square means square of 2 under root 2. So under root 2 is noted down, whole square, in between plus sign is there, so plus sign is noted down here. Again plus sign is there, so we have to note down plus sign. 2 into first term, what is first term? Under root 5, under root 5. What is second term? Under root 2, under root 2. In this way, we have arranged according to the identity. Now we have to simplify. After applying identity, we have to simplify. Now see, under root 5 whole square means it is in pair form, under root 5 into 5, and that will be equal to 5. You know the how can we find out square root of any number. You have been taught in class 8 or previous classes to find out square root. So here it is not necessary to mention how it is 5 here. Now see, under root 2 whole square, that will be equal to 2. under root, suppose a is there and whole square, so that will be equal to a. Under root m whole square, so that will be equal to m. Same property is applied here. Now 2 into first term into second term. To multiply first term into second term, what will be there? Under root 5 multiplied by under root 2, so that will be under root 10. And 2 is out of square root, so we have to note down 2 into under root 10. Now see, these two can be simplified. Why? Because these are like terms and this one is unlike. So like terms can be simplified, can be added, can be subtracted. If unlike terms are there, so we cannot simplify this. So what to do? We have to add 5 and 2. If 5 and 2 are added, so what the result is there? It will be equal to 7. And plus what is there? 2 under root 10. So that will be noted down plus and 2 root 10. Now 7 and 2 root 10 cannot be added. Why? Because these are unlike terms and unlike terms cannot be added or subtracted. So this is the result of this part number 3rd. Now we have to consider part number 4. What is there? Same type of question is there as you have solved in question number 2nd. Part number 2nd you have solved here. Same type of question is there. Only difference is there. Negative form is given first and positive form is given afterward. Same thing plus form, same thing minus form. See, same thing under root 5, under root 2, under root 5, under root 2. So same things are in minus form and same things are in positive form. If this type of situation is there, again we have to apply the same identity. So that will be a plus b, a minus b, that is equal to a square minus b square. What meaning is there? First term plus second term, first term minus second term. If this type of situation is there, so a square is the symbol of square of first term minus b square means square of second term. So this property will be applied again here. Same thing in minus form, same thing in plus form. So what identity is here? We can apply here. One thing is remarkable. While writing identity, we never put here equal mark. In the place of equal mark, what can be put here? We put only since, and identity is written in square bracket. Here also you may observe identity is used here. It is noted down what? In square bracket, and since is there. Before the identity we cannot apply here equal mark. Here also since is there. Here also we are applying since. Before identity we never put equal mark. Now applying this identity, a minus b in second bracket, a plus b, that is equal to a square minus b square. What is the value of a here? A is equal to under root 5. So under root 5 whole square minus b square means under root 2 whole square. Now under root 5 whole square means what? It will be equal to 5. Under root 2 whole square means that is equal to 2. And in between which sign is there? Minus. So 5 minus 2. If you simplify, 5 minus 2 means 2 subtracted from 5. So the result will be equal to 3. In this way, we have solved question number 2nd. In this way, in this lecture, we have attempted 4th part of question number 1 and 4th part of question number 2nd. Question number 1 and question number 2 both are solved today. In next lecture, we will continue question number 3rd onwards. In next lecture, we will discuss all those questions. Today, it is finished here. You will solve question number 1 and question number 2. But one thing is there, you will maintain your handwriting, proper gap, everything very nicely. You have to write in your copies. So your handwriting plays a very important role. While writing all these while solving these, you will maintain your handwriting and accuracy. Along with, you have to minimize the time. And how can you minimize your time? It is only on the basis of your practice. Mathematics is not a subject to copy or to learn. It is simply a subject to practice. The more you practice, the more you gain. So this formula is always implemented in maths. The more you practice, the more you gain. So I hope you will practice, you will write in a proper way, maintaining and giving proper margins. So in this way, question number 3rd onwards we will solve in next lecture. Today I want to finish up to this stage. Thank you. Have a nice day.